What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan. I am your Nootropics information wizard. Thanks for being with me. Check us on the web at livecortex.com, at livecortex.com/bloggiant, blog for Nootropics information. Episode number 67 of the Cortex Labs audio Nootropics podcast just came out there. Facebook.com/Cortex Stacks. My own personal Facebook page is facebook.com/Ryan Michael Ballo. 6 powerful products support this broadcast. Here they are. Elite level nootropic products. All right, number one, the Cortex stack. We've got our own stack, pre-made stack. Very strong nootropic stack. That's all you need to know. Take 2 capsules, turns the lights on, mental energy, speed of processing, motivation, verbal fluency. It's called Cortex. Ships to 12 countries. Pro poker players, Wall Street players, serious people use our stack. Right now, $24 if you use the coupon code 8 at livecortex.com. Can't beat that. Do it now. Links in the description below. We've got 6 or 5 digital nootropic stack lists. They're books, downloadable nootropics books. We'll explain them at the end of this video, but keep them in mind because they teach everything you need to know about nootropics and they give you powerful stacks. We have 2 consulting services. One is a nootropics consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with me, 15 additional email correspondences. The other is a chronic fatigue syndrome consulting service. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. Okay, so look, PRL-853. I ran into somebody recently who said, I took 15 milligrams of PRL-853 and basically felt nothing other than a slight increase in motivation. So let me just set the preface and kind of explain what I think might be going on. I just forgot that I put the mic on. Did I actually put the mic on? The mic is on. And kind of just give an overview or give folks my position on how sometimes whatever you do, no matter what you do, the certain nootropics aren't going to respond the way that everybody else responds to them for you. And there may be some things you can do about that. We'll talk about them. There may not be some things you can do about that, depending on whether your brain is in the position to receive cholinergic upgrades, which is something PRL-853 does. So PRL-853 is a cholinergic research compound. At least that's what people think it is. They think it works on acetylcholine. There's 1 or 2 studies. They're not very in-depth. They're funded by the patent holder. We just don't know a whole bunch about it. But my own personal understanding, experience with it and understanding of it is that it's probably working on, increasing the way your brain signals acetylcholine, the way maybe perhaps neurons uptake choline and convert that to acetylcholine. Maybe it's getting the brain to release extra acetylcholine. And it's because it's very similar to Nootropic, and it's very similar to certain racetams that work on the cholinergic system in that regard. It's so potent, PRL-853, that you take uber low dose, lower than Nootropic. It's 2 to 10 milligrams. Some people take a little more, a little less. Basically a little more or in the center. But folks really don't go above 15 milligrams. That's PRL-853. I like it. I don't use it a whole lot because, again, not a lot of research. I'm very conservative when it comes to nootropics that aren't studied. I think a lot of folks should be too. But I've used it in the past to test it and see what it works with, what it stacks with, and it's interesting. It definitely improves my memory for sure. And it does work better than Nootropic for memory for me. But it seems very cholinergic in its effects. Anyway, somebody reached out to me and said, hey, look, I took 15 milligrams of it and I got basically nothing. No memory increases, a little bit of motivation, no memory increases. And so, first I want to say to folks, I get a lot of people that say, look, I tried modafinil and I got nothing. So I guess, and then they try to blame the modafinil or whatever. And some people are intuitive enough to know how maybe this is my issue. Maybe it's just an issue within my brain, and there might be ways to make me respond better to modafinil, make me respond better to cholinergics, and etc. People go into nootropics thinking it's coffee or alcohol. Alcohol is so surefire that it's going to bind to GABA receptors and do whatever else it does and make you feel. It's like liquid benzodiazepines. Alcohol essentially is, right? So it's going to make you feel relaxed and cool and calm and sociable and all these things that alcohol does. It's just really hard to avoid. But nootropics, they're 75% of the way there. And that extra, maybe even 70, let's say. And that extra 30%, you get all this weird variable stuff where your brain might not respond to the compound. Your body and brain, might be doing things to prevent you from feeling the compound, recognizing a benefit of the compound, having your brain have a benefit from the compound, or your liver might be doing things like this superfamily of enzymes, the cytochrome superfamily of enzymes. They metabolize drugs. Go read the Merck manual on it. It teaches you each of the enzymes and what they do. And if those enzymes, if you have like a genetic variation in the way those enzymes process drugs, called a polymorphism, then you will, one of the ways that it's different is you can process drugs really, really quickly, and they don't stay active in your bloodstream long enough, so therefore you're not going to feel them. So there's all these different reasons why folks may not feel certain nootropic compounds, and that's something to really keep in mind. But as far as, let's just shift gears to cholinergic compounds. There are some people for whom, for whatever reason, and the reasons are various, and if you really truly want to understand a lot of that stuff, I think, read Smarter, Better, Faster and read it 15 times. You got to know the material behind Smarter, Better, Faster, which is it's like the tell-all book on all the modern nootropics, cycling strategies, and these sorts of things. You got to read it a lot. It's one of our digital guides. But in that guide and in a lot of other guides, we talk about what you could do to make yourself respond to certain cholinergic compounds if you're not responding to them right now. You might need to take a B vitamin, you might need to take magnesium, you might need to take other minerals, you might need to look at what other medications or supplements you're taking that could be interacting with the way your brain is processing the neurotransmitter that that certain cholinergic compounds work on. And so there's that. There's all this stuff, but then there's also even if you've done a lot of those things, there is cases where people just can't get themselves to respond like everybody else does to cholinergic compounds. Now, look, I always think there's a way we can remove this from your diet, we can remove this from your supplement regimen. How long did you take particular class of pharmaceutical compounds in the past that might have messed with your signaling? Cholinergic signaling particularly, or dopamine signaling, GABA signaling, serotonin signaling, glutamate signaling, and somehow you're not responding to certain nootropics. It might take some time to revive acetylcholine receptors. It's a very complex thing when you get into neuroscience, when you're getting to brain science in relation to nootropics, and some of the stuff is even far over my head, and I've been in the game for 10 years. Just so much to understand and learn. And so there could be many, many reasons why you're not responding to those compounds and to PRL-853 in particular. One thing I do want to say is if you're taking higher doses of a cholinergic nootropic compound and not getting results that other people are getting, I know this sounds counterintuitive, but I would say lower the dose. Lower the dose. I know plenty of people. This is not some phenomenon or something. To me, because I've been in the game for such a long time, we consult people on nootropics nearly every day. And I see plenty of people that are taking super high doses because the internet told them to, of certain racetams or whatever. And then, they're not getting a response. Their brain is responding in a weird way where it's like making it so that it's trying to go back to homeostasis so quickly that they don't feel the nootropic, and their brain's like overdrive trying to clear it from their body, or something funky is going on. But then, instead of taking 30 milligrams of Noopep because they thought they needed to, they take 10. And then they start noticing the Noopep. They're like, oh, wow, interesting. Like, now I got a good, smooth, calm focus. My memory's working better. Everything works better. Kind of a little bit of enhanced vision via choline uptake in the retinas probably, or something related to choline in the retinas. So that could be the case with super high dose PRL-853, which is 15 milligrams. That's high. That's a high dose. I'd say if you're not responding to that, read Smarter, Better, Faster in the sector where we talk about what to do when you're not responding to nootropics, because that gives you the answers for 95% of people. People just you gotta read it, and you gotta read it 10 times, 15 times. You gotta read that book that many times to truly understand this stuff. But otherwise, you might just need to lower the dose. You might just, and it sounds counterintuitive, but I've seen it happen over and over again, where folks lower the dose and then they get the response they're looking for from that particular nootropic compound. As much as I talk about a gram of oxiracetam here and a gram of aniracetam here, I do take those large stacks because I think they're useful. You have to take a lot of cofactors with larger stacks, it seems, at least in my latter years it seems to be the case, but a lot of nootropics I respond to lower doses as well, and in some nootropics I absolutely respond to lower doses better. Modafinil is one of them. 150, upwards of 150 plus modafinil, I don't respond well to it. 75 milligrams modafinil, I'm a killer and I'm in. Okay, so I hope that's been helpful for people. The point of this channel is to give you a lot of information that it's applicable and practical and useful, rather than just blabbing about stuff that doesn't make sense and isn't useful and applicable, which is what I think a lot of other nootropic channels do. Sorry, not sorry, and that's all. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Remember, $8 off anything at the Cortex Labs website right now using the coupon code 8. Just the number 8 takes $8 off of Cortex, our powerful, strong, pre-made nootropic stack. I'll explain it here in a bit. But I think, look, if you're new to nootropics, look, I just want to make an announcement. If you're new to nootropics, the best product you can get is our book that we talked about, Smarter, Better, Faster. Digital, it's downloadable, so it's not a paperback. You can download it on your device and start reading it ASAP. And a bottle of Cortex. And we have a package called the Nootropic Starter Pack, which encompasses both of those products. So get that at livecortex.com. Coupon code 8 saves you money off of everything. Just buy some Cortex. You want to try our stack, or if you guys buy our stack and love our stack, Cortex is on sale using the coupon code 8. Thanks for watching. My name is Ryan Michael Ballo. For 6 years, my sole mission has been to improve the performance of my brain. This is why I created Cortex. My mission was to build a nootropic stack that gave me extreme focus, powerful motivation, and a heightened cognitive state. And after years of experimentation and a comprehensive beta testing protocol, and putting together the most powerful nootropic compounds on the planet, I found what I was looking for. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Ballo here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex Stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex Stack does. Moving right along, the aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it. We delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the Nootropic Stack for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the Racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. In that racetam. There's 8 major nootropic racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the Noopept Pro Stack List. The Noopept Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying Noopept nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of Noopept stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of Noopept stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics, to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.